Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins who helped us with this translation. The translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story? Is anonymous. I am a 20-year-old South African woman, born and raised in Pretoria, South Africa. If you had told me years ago that I would end up where I am right now, I would have laughed in your face. Why would I ever want to go to Zim, constantly going to Zim, so that I can renew my powers again? But life is a funny way of twisting your path until you do not recognize yourself anymore. This is my story, a story of how I got caught up with a group of women who uses marine spirits to curse the men that we sleep with. My life changed dramatically when I was 24. I was in university. I was studying to become a teacher. I had dreams, but those dreams died when my mother fell ill. Suddenly, we had no money for her treatment, and I could not stand by and watch her as she was suffering. She was so sick. Desperation led me to the streets. It started small, like your occasional dates with older foreign guys, because your local guys, it will be very difficult to convince him to give you money so that you can sleep with him. So I targeted those other guys that I knew were doing some piece jobs in our location. For money, I would go out with them, and then we'll return later on back to the location. Then all night, the men will sleep with me for money. It felt like a solution at first, but soon enough, I was in deep. The money was fast, and I could provide for my mother. But I lost my way in the process. The moment that you sleep with a man for money, you will want more. You know, Pretoria is a very big city. It has its own dark corners. I became a regular at a certain nightclub where most of the girls like me were hanging out. We would stand around waiting for men to approach, and if they did not, we would make the first move. It was not glamorous, the work that we were doing, the clubs where we were hanging out at, but indeed it paid the bills. That's where I met a woman who is a Ghanaian woman. She's someone that is cool. She's older and always looking for ways to make more money. So when I met her, what surprised me was that she kept on talking about her other friends that had gone to Zim. So through Amina, not a real name, I met the others. Tayo, not a real name, from Nigeria, another one from South Africa, and the other one from Zim. They are really close. You can think that they are family. And when I started working with these girls that are also prostitutes like me, I felt lucky to be included. They had a different way of operating, though. I noticed that their clients, like they were those guys that were struggling, but always paying a lot of money. They would go and do their piece jobs and come and then buy the cookie, and then they would go back to work. At first, I thought that maybe it is that we do not have a really good market. That was when Amina invited me to join them for a special trip. She has a beautiful car, and she was going to Zim. She said that it would open my eyes and make me more powerful like her. I was curious but also scared. When we were on the road going there, they told me stories about marine spirits and how they could bring us wealth. It sounded crazy, but I was too intrigued to turn back. I agreed. So after she had told me, 2 days later, we were heading north towards them. The journey was long, but we were all excited, and they were talking about the way that they get so happy when they go to this other village where there is a forbidden mountain. In that forbidden mountain, there is a place where there is a waterfall, and mermaids are seen there. I was told that we were going to meet a Zangoma who specializes in marine spirits. He was going to bind me to these spirits so that I'll be able to control my clients. We arrived in a small village, and then that was when we met a man who is our Sangoma. This man then took us to that forbidden mountain, and then we went to a secluded river where the ritual took place. It was a haunting sight. You could feel that indeed the water there, it is holy. He even claimed that if you have someone who is crippled, if you put them into that water, instantly they will receive an instant miracle, because it is an ancient river that flows out of the mountains. So whilst we were standing there, that was when I felt an odd sensation. I was told that I was not supposed to be scared. And the way that these men made me to stand in the river, I was so scared, because I had my back against the river. In my mind, I was like, what if there is a crocodile, a snake? What if something just grabs me? He said, trust the river. Trust the river with all of your heart. Trust the river with all of your soul, your spirit. Learn to trust the river. That was when I felt that sensation, as if the water was alive, wrapping itself around me, whispering secrets in my ears. I was terrified when I saw a beautiful fish. This fish that I saw, it was like a snake, but it was like a fish. It had beautiful golden colors. It went round and round and round. Then everything just went blank. I did not know where I was, but I felt like I was in an elevator going down and down and down and down. When we finally arrived at the bottom of the river, that was when I was given something by a woman who was mysterious. She just gave me, and she hid herself behind a rock. And when I woke up, I was lying by the side of the river. The Sangoma was busy with the other women that had taken me to Zim. He was performing the same ritual on them. I was told that now I had a marine spirit. When we returned back to Pretoria, I was different. I could feel the spirits around me, guiding me and pushing me towards men, those that are vulnerable. Like if a man has an argument with his wife, the men will hit the street and come to buy from the prostitute's sex. So those are the men that the marine spirit will attract to me. I started attracting more clients than ever before, and they were willing to pay. But it is not just about money. I have since discovered that these men that I sleep with, they lose a lot. Wealth, family, anything. You lose everything when you sleep with a woman that has a marine spirit. So we do work and we do make money. In particular, I remember one man, a businessman from Johannesburg. He came and he picked me up and he says, marriage problems, that is the reason as to why I have thought of buying mahosha. It's not my thing. And I got into his car and then we made love in his car. After that, I then returned back. This man, when I saw him, the man, I could not even believe. He was struggling. He even begged me for sex and I refused. I then returned back to one of my friends and I asked her the reason as to why the man had gotten so broke like that. That was when I was told that this is what these marine spirits do. She said that these marine spirits, they do not enjoy the sex that we get, but they enjoy the suffering that they inflict on the men that come to us as prostitutes and buy sex. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister right there. If you are someone who has the habit of going to prostitutes, are you able to come to my inbox so that you can share your own side of the story? If it has happened that you have noticed that there is bad luck that you are facing in your life, or any other situations that you cannot understand, you can come to my inbox and you tell me your own side of the story. How exactly did it start? And what our sister is saying. Dear listeners, do you agree that it is true that when a man sleeps with a prostitute that has the marine spirits, you will collect bad luck? Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.